I'm loving Lisey's story and very fascinated by Professor Dashmiel and his antagonistic dynamic with Lisey thus far that only gets more antagonistic as it goes on. So what is the claim he feels to Scott's work and to Scott as a person?
I think it started out as a power thing for his whole university thing. This idea that this prestige that he's going to have the silver cup, the golden chalice, if you will. And I think it's that dangling of the gold that I think he gets hypnotized by. It's that whole thing that Stephen King creates so beautifully with this character. Is a good man that gets that gold dangled and he gets hypnotized by it and driven by it to the point to where it starts to go into a darker place, and finding that balance between when and if and how is the challenge of the craft of it as an artist and an actor, playing between these two brilliant other craftsmen, and then the writing coming specifically from Mr. King just heightened everything.
Right,
you know?
absolutely. You got to read the lines as written by Stephen King.
That's right.
To pick his brain in any other way? Did you go to the book as well for additional information, or was the text like the new place to start?
Twofold. One, unfortunately, the other actors got a chance to actually see him on set. Due to my scenes, the way they were structured, I didn't get a chance to actually see him on set. But with the information that we just talked about, you could feel his presence all over. So that was fine. You know what I mean? You could feel like he was there because you knew that every word that you were reading came from his pen. It could have been 2 nights, 3 nights before. The book reference came in between. I knew I didn't have to settle on the book because I had specifically his words. So then the book came a little more later after, but I did make reference to the book prior to, just to get a sketchy idea of him, but I knew that it was going to be his words, so I didn't have to rely on that too much. I could just dive right into the meat of it,
Right,
you know,
right.
or the original, thing. So that was the way I approached it.
Well, that's perfect. And I know you mentioned, he's a good man who gets a little in over his head, maybe. And I think that's reflected in the dynamic with, or the potentially accidental unleashing of Dooley. So how does he feel about how that maybe spirals out of his initial control?
Well, that was the thing. It was like, how do I feel about that? And so keeping that ambiguity was essential, to not giving it away, and I think that's what makes the professor so interesting. You're not going to know what's going to happen, and you're caught in the middle with this guy. You just kind of like, you know what I mean? It starts out like, okay, an ambitious professor, and he's cordial and intelligent. But then, when that other character comes into play that he draws into, not understanding what he actually opened the door to, you know what I mean? And then something else comes in the door and it's too late. The door is open now. And how do I get it out and close it? That's going to be the journey of the character.
Right. And I can't wait to find out how it does get closed.
That's right.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you for having me,
Have a great day.